Hello everybody, this is Kay. Thank you for joining me here today on my channel, Gigi's Paper Treasures. I have a quick flip through of this is a altered address book. It's just adorable. I found this at a thrift store and I took all the address pages out. I altered some of them to use in here as well as added other papers in. And I haven't done anything to the cover because I just thought it was adorable as it is. So I left the cover alone. I added an organza ribbon here for the closure, which is running under the pages that I put on the inside the front and the back cover. So it's pretty secure that way. I did want to mention that I've used some digitals from Chapter 1 papers throughout this journal because I just thought they were fitting. I actually purchased this a few years ago from Chapter 1 papers on Etsy, and I've used it off and on for several other projects. So I'm going to do a quick flip through of this for you. They're just botanicals, and they have some birds and butterflies throughout. You'll see some of the other pages as I go through. I had a few sheets of this kind of mint green vellum that I've been wanting to use up, so I used it in this journal. On the front page here, I did a few fussy cuts from the digitals and added my little nameplate for the personalization of this journal. Okay, the first page here, I put a vellum pocket with some more of that paper in the background. I did print out some other digital paper to use to make tabs and other things throughout here too, but I can't remember where I actually got this digital pattern from. On this piece, I just did kind of a little booklet with some stenciling on the inside, and I did some hand stitching with some of my embroidery floss there. And this is one of the digitals, a piece of one of the digitals, with a little corner vellum pocket. A little set of 3 tags using up some of the scraps from the address book and the digitals. And I also included throughout here some lined papers for writing. I have some washi tape on the edge of some of them. Some coffee dyed papers I've put in here as well. And I just did a few of the pages with some of these little corner accents here. I made a little corner pocket down here, kind of a scalloped edged corner pocket, and another little booklet piece from the digitals tucked into that pocket. And I also used some of my packing paper, and I had a little package. I think I got these from Temu a long time ago. They're just kind of little printed doily and placemat images that I included on some of the brown paper pages that I made for this journal. And I also included some stickers. This is kind of that PET. It's not washi tape. It's in a roll, but it's not, you know, it's more permanent than washi tape, and it's got that clear background rather than like the washi tape has kind of that opaque type of background where you can't entirely see through it. So I thought that would be a pretty little addition to some of my pages. Another one of those little doily pieces. I just kind of wrapped it around the edge of this page. And here's another tab section with a pocket, kind of a side pocket on this one. And a couple of tags I made out of some of the scraps left over from that vellum and the address book pages, as well as the digitals. And I just used brads and a little bit of washi tape to decorate those tags. Plenty of writing space throughout, another one of those sticker pieces. And also, you know, the brown paper can be used for collaging. You can write on that as well, but you can use it for art journaling or collaging. Here's another little corner pocket. I kind of did a fancy, actually this was just free cutting. I wanted to kind of cut around that flower image to make a corner pocket here. And then another tag. This is kind of an embossed tag. And another one of those. I included on some these, I kind of went off the edge with them because I just like that kind of look of continuity that gives when you're going off the edge of a page with something like that. Okay, and there's kind of 3 little sections in here and I put a tab on the beginning of each. So now we're at the beginning of the 3rd kind of little section. Another little vellum pocket with a few tags, one of those embossed ones, and then another kind of triple tag made out of the scraps here. And on this page I decided to put a belly band. I used some of my packing paper and a piece of digital and a piece of lace, and I have another one of those little folder elements tucked into that belly band. And more brown paper. Here's another one of those sticker pieces at the bottom of this page. And we're at the end, so here's another blank piece of blank vellum. I just kind of like having that kind of see-through so you can see what's on the next, what's coming on the next page. And this is the last page in the journal where I made another pocket out of vellum and some washi and zigzag sewing. And then this piece of the digital, I'm just holding, it's a kind of a tri-fold piece that I've rounded the corners on, and I just kind of put a little bit of this tulle on the top of this paper clip to kind of hold that in place like that for that pocket. And that's it. Pretty simple but adorable. I just love the way this turned out. So I'm going to have this posted on my Etsy shop. I will link below to my Etsy shop if you're interested in hopping over there and taking a look. And thank you so much for watching today. Have a blessed day.